In kindergarten, we begin teaching students about the purpose of what they are learning in order to make meaning. In this video clip, you will see students showing what they know in the early stages of story comprehension. By the end of kindergarten, students will be able to listen to a story and retell all of the important story elements. Students will evaluate their retellings using success criteria and develop goals for how they will get stronger in these skills.
Every story has characters.
Every story has characters.
Characters think.
Characters think.
Characters feel.
Characters feel.
Characters say things.
Characters say things.
And characters do things.
Characters do things.
Every story has a setting.
Every story has a setting.
A time and a place.
A time and a place.
Students are also connecting their understanding of success criteria to their habits of work. Students are learning classroom expectations while also being able to evaluate their growth and determining whether they have met the success criteria. Then students are working to use this knowledge to set goals for themselves.
We are talking about responsible decision making. What does that look like if you're a level 1?
It looks like you have too many reminders and you can't fix it.
What does it look like at level 2?
Fixing it at one reminder.
What does level 3 look like?
No reminders.
What does it look like at a level 4?
Show others what to do.
In 3rd grade, students are using assessment folders to create academic goals. Every time students take a summative assessment, they review the assessment and reflect on how they did using success criteria. Then they take the assessment folder home and review it with a parent or guardian. At the end of the first trimester, students took these summative assessments and reviewed them. As a class, we decided to set academic goals centered around writing. Students did this by reviewing their writing, scored rubrics, as well as grade-level writing progressions in order to set writing goals for the rest of the year. Students identified a writing goal they want to achieve by June using these tools. Students thought about the skills they have as a writer and the skills they need to develop in order to meet the end-of-year success criteria. They then developed 3 I can statements regarding specific skills that they need to consistently work on in order to reach this writing goal. Students are now utilizing these goals every time they write by evaluating whether they're working towards their goal by completing each I can statement. When students evaluate their writing using their goal, they get to track this progress by earning a sticker.
Addie, what's your goal?
My goal is by June I will be able to write 4 paragraphs, and my I can statements are: I can reread my book to make sure it makes sense. I can use best handwriting and best spelling to make sure that people can understand it, and I can use transition words in a way that makes sense.
I love it. And what materials did you use to help you write this goal?
I used my rubric and my journal.
So you checked your writing and then wrote a writing goal for the rest of the year? I love it. Nice job.
So I've been working on putting the book in the three complete sentences.
Can you read what you've written?
Yeah. Do you know how Congress was created? The United States wanted to be free from Britain, but they didn't have a government. In 1787, the state leaders met to create a government and won against Britain. They decided how the government would be organized, and they created the Constitution. The leaders decided to split Congress into 2 parts, the Senate and the House of Representatives. Wait.
So you were noticing,
Yeah.
right, it looks like you're editing your work right now, right? You're
Yeah.
going through a checklist. Are you noticing something you might need to change?
Yeah, I forgot to do a conclusion sentence. I forgot
Alright.
to add it.
That's really good writing though. Is that all your own writing? So you read and then you researched and you're turning it into your own paragraph?
Yeah.
Right, nice job checking over your work. Go ahead and add that conclusion sentence.
So, hello, I'm Miss Polino, and I teach 6th grade science. And I have some of my students here to talk about a project we did. So the 6th grade just completed a unit on cells and body systems. The final summative project included a mini research task on one of the organelles found in a cell. I have some of, in their words, my favorite 6th graders that would like to share about this topic. This is
Alexis Russell, Azalea Wood, Neve Noonan, and Lily Carnation.
Okay, so Lexi, could you explain the guidelines that needed to be followed for the project and how we determined how you were going to be graded on it?
Ms. Polino had these guidelines for us to follow. Our research had to include these elements: the name and image and the function of the organelle, what happens to the cell if you don't have that organelle, fun facts, and where did you find your information. We created a rubric so we would know what we needed to include in our research project to get a 3 or 4. The rubrics were a little different for each class.
So I just want to ask you ladies, what does a 1, 2, 3, and 4 mean? What's a 1 mean, Lexi?
Below grade level.
And a 2, Z?
It's almost at grade level, but not there yet.
And how about a 3 mean?
Proficient in your grade level.
And Lily, a 4?
A 4 means you're going above and beyond.
Very good. So Azalea, could you explain how student choice was used in this project?
We were able to choose the specific organelle in the cell. We could choose to work on the project alone, with a partner, or in a group no bigger than 3. We were also able to choose how we did the project. We could do a poster, a slideshow, or any other idea approved by Miss Polino. I worked by myself and did a poster. This is my poster. Lexi worked in a group of 3 and did a slideshow. This is the slideshow. And then Neve and Lily worked together and they did a slideshow.
So Neve, how did you complete the project using the guidelines and rubric?
After choosing who we were working with and how we were going to display our research, we got to work to include the information required for at least a 3 on the rubric. Many of us wanted 4s on the project, but some of us started with a 3 and worked their way up. We needed all the information on the guideline sheet. The other class's rubric was more specific. They were very precise about how many fun facts they needed for 3 or 4. Also, how many sites they needed to show where they got the information from.
So you can kind of see the difference in the 2 classes. One was a little more specific than the other, so it was created by them themselves. Lily, after completing your project, how did you determine your grade?
We used the rubric to score our own work. We took the rubric and looked through each of the columns to see if we needed to add anything or if we had something extra. After that, we paired up with another group to get feedback and see if they agreed with what we gave ourselves for a score. If they said something was missing, we could go back and make changes. When we thought we were ready, we met with Miss Polino. She told us what our grade would be, and if we were able to go back and revise our work for a better score.
Very good. So I find that when I give you time to talk with your peers about your learning, and when you know the criteria for success, students are more engaged in what I want them to do. What are your thoughts on that?
I agree. It helps a lot when we know what we're supposed to do and what we're supposed to put into our work. Yeah, because then we can actually get to work instead of wondering what we need in it. Yeah, and just stuck on that
And specifically have what we needed to include in our posters and slideshows.
And I do see that it helps you a lot. Very good job, girls. Thanks for doing this for us.
Awesome job, ladies, and nice work writing your own scripts. You shared a lot of beneficial information, so thank you.